Hello everybody, it's Mystic, and welcome to my library. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mystic, and I cover all sorts of games from cozy games to farming games to Sims to RPGs. I love all sorts of video games, and I like talking about them here on my channel. So if you are new here, hello and welcome, and if you have been here before, welcome back. Today I am talking about my favorite games that were announced during the Wholesome Direct, and I have a lot to talk about because there were so many games and they all sounded so good that I really struggled to narrow this list down. In fact, it's not really that narrow. I still have like 15 or 16 games that I want to talk about, but it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's okay if it takes a little while. I really like the Wholesome Direct. And if you don't know what the Wholesome Direct is, it is a video game event that is done annually where everybody talks about upcoming cozy games and why you should be excited about them. And I am excited about them. What can I say? I have a lot that I want to play. So let's get started on the list. And we are going to start things off with Instance, which is developed by Enflame. And this game sounded really neat. It's a scrapbooking game where you kind of like solve puzzles and discover the story of a family by scrapbooking their life. And I thought this was really cool because I am personally very interested in getting started in scrapbooking. It's something I've wanted to do for a while now, and I thought this might be a fun little game to play. It's already out, so look forward to this one. I think I'm going to be posting it as a Let's Try either this week or next week, depending on how much time I have, because oh my god, there's so many games, help. But anyway, yes, this one is definitely going to be played, and I am looking forward to it for sure. Next on the list is one I've been excited for ever since we heard about it. I think it got announced a couple of months ago at a Nintendo Direct. I can't remember, but that is Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. Now, this is a remake of, I believe, a 3DS game called Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar. It might have been DS. I don't remember. Regardless, I didn't actually play the original, but I did want to. So I am very curious to see how this game plays. It is a Story of Seasons game, and if you've been here a while, you know I love Story of Seasons. I love it a lot. And this one just seems really good. First off, it is fully voice acted from what I can tell. There's a lot of voice acting in the trailer. And if you've played Story of Seasons games or Harvest Moon games, you know that they're not usually voice acted. So I'm very excited about this. Now that I've started playing Wildflowers, I know just how much I love having voice acted games, especially farming games. And I really wish more of them did it. Now I understand why they don't. It's probably very expensive to have voice actors, but I'm really glad to see that Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar is going to be doing that. I love that. It just makes the world feel so much more immersive. And this one is coming out August 27th. Next up is a game that currently has a Kickstarter. I don't believe there's a release date yet, but I am super intrigued by this one because it is a mystery and the art style is claymation, which honestly, as a kid that grew up in the 80s and 90s, I love claymation. A lot of my favorite kids shows when I was, itty bitty was claymation. So it's really nice to see that style back again. And this one is called Ambrose, Nlet, and the Gleaned Bell, and it's developed by Topote Studio. And this one is, like I said, a mystery, and you're going to go into the village of Touvoir and try and solve the mystery of the missing apple bell. So yeah, I don't know. This one looks very cute, very wholesome. I'm excited to play it. I love the claymation style. Next up is Let's Build a Dungeon by Spring Loaded. And this is the same developer that made Let's Build a Zoo. And I love that game. I love Let's Build a Zoo, and I'm really happy to see Spring Loaded came out with another game. This one is called Let's Build a Dungeon, and it's a little bit different because you are kind of taking on the role of a game developer and you're working on building a dungeon for like an RPG. So it's not just about building the dungeon itself. It also delves into game dev as well, which I thought is really cool. And this one just sounds like a lot of fun. I like the idea of being able to build my own dungeon for like a D&D game or something like that. And so I definitely want to check this out, especially since I really liked Let's Build a Zoo as well. And now that they're indie too, that's awesome as well. So they're doing their own publishing, which is great. Fully indie game. I support it. Next up is Winter Burrow, which kind of looks like a cozy Don't Starve. And I loved Don't Starve back when I played it like 10 years ago. That one was a lot of fun to play with friends. It was fun to play solo. And Winter Burrow kind of just gives that vibe, but it also has this element of like Redwall and also Secret of Nim, which was one of my favorite movies as a kid. And you're basically playing as this cute little mouse and you're in a survival game and you have to survive the wilds of this winter forest that you're in. And there are elements that look a little scary, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm really interested in this one. Like I said, Secret of Nim, that one also was kind of scary, especially for a kid. And the fact that this is giving me Secret of Nim vibes makes me very intrigued. This one is developed by Pine Creek Games and published by Noodle Cake. It's set for release in 2025. Okay, up next is probably the game that I have been chomping at the bit for since I heard about it. I think last Wholesome Direct. It might have even been before that. I can't remember, but it is Tales of the Shire, which is based on the hobbits from Lord of the Rings. And if you have ever seen any of my book content, I used to do book content here on YouTube. It's been a while. I'd like to get back to it at some point, but no idea when that's happening. If you did watch any of those, you would know that I love Lord of the Rings. It's one of my favorite fantasy series of all time, and I love the hobbits. If I could be a hobbit, I would be a hobbit. And the fact that I can be a hobbit in this game makes me very excited. Tales of the Shire is finally releasing July 29th of 2025, and you can bet that I will be playing the heck out of this one because I have just been dying to do it. I cannot wait. It looks so cozy. It looks perfect. I'm going to get to live my best hobbit life like I have always wanted to. And I just can't wait. I can't wait. This one is developed by Weta Workshop and published by Private Division. I can't wait to have my own little hobbit hole and have my own little hobbit garden and make all of the tasty hobbit food. This one is probably going to take over my entire life and I'm going to be so annoying about it. And sorry, not sorry. I love it. Can't wait. The Guardian of Nature is next, and this one is a hand-drawn game that kind of has you solving puzzles to keep nature safe. You're playing as a botanist, and you're solving puzzles and putting nature back in order, and it just looks so cute. I love this whole solar punk aspect that it's got going on. The colors are beautiful. It looks like an animated movie, and it is made by Inlucio Interactive. Now, this one actually is already out. I really am excited to play this one as well. Like I said, it's got this whole like hand-drawn feel to it, or it is hand-drawn. You're basically bringing nature back and you're using puzzles, and I am a big puzzle game person. I love puzzle games, so really excited for this one. Like I said, it is already out. So if you're interested, it is only like $5.39 right now. So up next is Camper Van Make It Home. I will say I actually already have a key for this game. So thank you to Malapata Studio and Wings for that. I will be playing this one on YouTube as well. And I've also had my eye on it for quite some time. It looks kind of like another unpacking-esque kind of game where you are decorating and organizing a camper van to your heart's content. You're painting colors, you're changing the upholstery, and it seems so cozy. It seems so chill and cozy, and I love that it's kind of like a sandbox game. There's really not any high stakes for it. You're basically just decorating a camper van and driving around the countryside. Like, I mean, it sounds amazing. I can't wait to play this one. I think there's also some gardening and farming in this one, which always gets my seal of approval. So I'm excited to check this one out. Again, I will be definitely doing this one as I did get a key from the devs. So thank you again to them. And I cannot wait to check this one out. Next is a game that is definitely a little bit different from some of the other games that I've mentioned already, and that is All Will Rise. And All Will Rise sounds kind of like a Phoenix Wright type game where you are in court and you're trying to solve a mystery, and that you're kind of using your charisma to solve the mystery and not like exploring or investigating. It sounds very Phoenix Wright. It sounds like there is a lot that I am really going to like about this game. It is a card battler, which is not always my cup of tea, but I think I would like it in this type of scenario. So I'm really excited to check this one out. I don't think there is a release date for this one. It's about to go on Kickstarter, so I'm going to keep my eye on it. And it is being developed by Speculative Agency. And yeah, I just like the idea that you're kind of using your wits to solve the mysteries and like outsmarting people and outsmarting the bad guys. Next up is a game that I've actually already covered as a Let's Try, and now we have a release date for it. And I am so excited about this one because this is one that I love it. I love it. I loved the demo. It was amazing. And I'm definitely going to be playing this one as well. This one is Hotel Galactic and very Studio Ghibli inspired. And it is a hotel management sim where you are trying to keep your guests happy, but also trying to keep the hotel afloat. And you're farming, you're cooking, you're managing your employees. It's so much fun. The demo was amazing. The story seems really neat. I can't wait to play more of this. And it is releasing July 24th of 2025. So pretty soon it will be out, and it is developed and published by Ancient Forge. So keep an eye out for this one because I will be covering more of it. Wholesome Out and About is the next game that I want to talk about. And this is another one that I've had on my list for a while. And this one really appeals to me because you are basically foraging in nature and identifying plants and mushrooms and things that actually grow in real life. And you can learn how to take clippings of them without damaging the plant, which I think is so cool. And as somebody that is really into gardening and botany in real life, this just seems like an amazing game for me to play. I actually kind of want to learn a lot more about the plants through this game so that I can learn more about what I have in nature around me. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be silly and start eating mushrooms that I find. That's probably frowned upon. But I am going to learn about how to like harvest dandelions and other types of edible herbs that are around my yard. And I really am looking forward to this one. This one appeals to me so much. Next up is Collector's Cove. And this one looks kind of like a 3D Spiritfarer, just without the whole storyline being about death. Spiritfarer, as you know, is one of my all-time favorite games, and Collector's Cove kind of has the same setting where you're on a boat. It is 3D, and the story is much different. It's very, very different from what Spiritfarer was, but there is a lot of the same kind of aspects where you're exploring and you're farming on your boat, you're building your boat up, and just kind of learning more about the world around you. I saw this one originally on the Cozy Games subreddit, and I've kind of been following it ever since because it just seems really neat. There's some fishing. You have this adorable, like, Loch Ness monster that's towing you around the ocean, which is also really cool. I'm very excited about this one, and there is a demo for this as well, so I will be checking it out. This one is developed and published by Voodoo Duck, and there is no release date yet, but like I said, you can try the demo, which is on Steam. Fishbowl is the next game that I want to talk about, and this one is a slice of life story, and it's told over a month. And this one just seems like a very nice, story-rich narrative game, kind of visual novel that I've been kind of itching to play one of these for a while. I've had Fishbowl on my wish list for quite a bit now because this one sounds like it would be perfect for me. I'm just really excited to see what this one is all about. I love the story-driven narrative games, and I definitely want to try this one. There is a demo for it, so again, stay tuned for that. I'll probably be posting a Let's Try of it. And this one is developed and published by I Miss My Friend Studio and Wholesome Games Present, and there's no release date yet, but it does have the demo, like I said, so you can check it out right now. The last two games that I want to talk about are two that were on the montage at the very end of the Wholesome Direct, so there's not a whole lot of information about either of these just yet, but I did just want to kind of mention them as like an aside, an honorable mention, if you will. The first one is Sheep Herds, and this one looks like a co-op game where you play as sheepdogs, which, if you know me, you know I love dogs. I have 2 dogs. I would love to have more dogs. I love dogs so much. I'm also very interested in breeds and what they did or what they still do as their like jobs. And Sheep Herds just seems really cute, especially because it looks like it's going to be a co-op where you can play with somebody else. And you're basically playing as, I think, the shepherd and the sheepdog, and you're trying to get the sheep into their pen. And it just looks like it's going to be so much fun. I'm super excited excited for this one. But again, I don't know much more about it other than that at the moment. I am going to be keeping my eye on it though. And finally, I have Puny the Florist, which is a floral simulator game, it looks like, but it also has some elements of visual novel styles to it, where you're playing as Puny the Florist and you are basically making flower arrangements for people based on their wants and their preferences. And I love the idea of flower arranging. It's actually something I've kind of been interested in doing IRL as well. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking this one out as well and keeping my eye out for more information on it in the future. So that wraps up my top games from the Wholesome Direct. As I said in the beginning, it is quite a list because the Wholesome Direct is literally my favorite video game event of the year. There's always so many games that I want to play and I'm always so excited to check them out. So yeah, stay tuned for, I know I mentioned in my community tab that I was going to be taking this week to cover Let's Tries of all the various demos and stuff. It might end up being 2 weeks. I'm not going to lie, y'all. There's a lot of games to cover and I really want to cover them. So my regularly scheduled programming of Sims and Wildflowers might have to be put on hold for another week. We'll see. I have to see how much I can get done this week, which is already kind of busy IRL. So we will see how far I can get, but it might end up being 2 weeks. So hopefully you don't mind. I don't mind because I want to play all of these games. So I'm excited. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out my little video at the very end of this talking about the fundraiser that I am supporting during the month of June, and that is Hunger Ends Here. And if you would like to support, you can do so by checking the QR code that's going to be on that part of the video, as well as clicking the links down below. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye! From now until June 28th, I am participating in the Hunger Ends Here campaign brought to you by Concern Worldwide UK. If you're wondering what Hunger Ends Here does, it is a fundraising campaign that helps to bring people out of extreme poverty and give them a chance to live their lives and get their lives back after conflict or natural disasters or anything else that would have caused them to be in this state in the first place. Hunger Ends Here is working with people in really difficult situations in 25 countries around the world. They are trying to find effective solutions to some of the world's biggest problems, and they are also working in some of the hardest hit areas of the world, trying to do their best to bring them food and anything else they need to get their lives back. I'm just going to read a few excerpts from their website in case you're wondering what they do and how you can help. We may all be born into different families and in different corners of the world, but ultimately we are all people trying to live our lives as best we can. Sadly, some people's lives are affected by extreme circumstances such as conflict, natural disasters, and extreme poverty. For over 50 years, we have been working with people experiencing extreme poverty in some of the world's hardest to reach and most fragile places. Our mission is to fight extreme poverty and work with people living in the most difficult situations, bringing about lasting change to lives, livelihoods, and communities. We are working with people living in the most difficult situations in 25 countries around the world. So here's how you can help. Obviously, donating is completely optional. You definitely don't have to, but if you would like to, this is how each donation can help somebody in need. With a £3 donation, you can pay for 4 days of therapeutic food for a child facing malnutrition. With £26, you could provide 1 month worth of therapeutic food for children at the nutrition clinics. For £70, you can pay for a community farming kit, which has the essential tools that not just 1, but 10 households can use to harvest crops and thrive. And here's some key facts about hunger and why it's important to combat it. Half of all child deaths are linked to malnutrition. Hunger rates in Africa are especially high, with 1 out of 5 people going hungry each day. 1 in 11 people across the world go hungry every day. The number of people experiencing hunger has gone up by approximately 152 million since 2019. 9 million people die from hunger-related causes every year, and many are children under the age of 5. So with your help and with the help of Concern Worldwide and Hunger Ends Here, we can help to get people out of hunger by donating what we can and if we can. So thank you for your time and thank you for listening.